Two of the top small school programs in all of North Texas, squaring off on the field in one final non-district test for the 2022 season. The 3-1 Kaufman Lions on homecoming host the 2-2 Sunnyvale Raiders next on Friday Night Football. A good Friday evening once again, everybody. Mike Leslie joined by former Kansas State linebacker Heckma Harrison. And Heckma, these are two teams that have an awful lot of similarities tonight. Two teams that are among the best in their respective levels in 4A.
No, absolutely. And for both of them, you would think about their history as teams. You know, maybe down a little bit on the talent level, but still, in this area, everybody knows all about Kaufman and Sunnyvale.
Kaufman in 8-4A Division I. They have a very deep, very talented district. They've got Anna in front of them later on this season. They've got a number of good teams within their district, Paris as well. And then within their region, incredibly deep as well. You got number 1 Stephenville, number 6 Salina. It's an incredibly deep district. Number 2 China Spring. Unbelievable how many teams that are quality teams within their district. And then the same situation for Sunnyvale in Region 2 in 4A D2. It's unbelievable the parallels and what these two teams have in front of them come the postseason.
It is a gauntlet. And when you get out of this division and you're able to say, we attempt to go for a state title, you're going to go through some really quality teams, and it's going to start with getting the win tonight. But you're right, man, this is going to be a long and hard trek to the state.
So tonight's really that opportunity for both of these programs to test themselves one final time before they do launch into their difficult districts and then the playoffs to follow. What do you think that they're trying to get out of tonight so that they're ready for that moment?
You know, obviously, it's all about being good on all three phases, offense, defense, and special teams. And so you're going to need to come out and be sharp. It doesn't matter, district or not. You know, you want to make sure that you come out and you're sharp on both ends.
Two players that are particularly sharp are our players to watch tonight for these two programs. First for Sunnyvale, their stud strong safety, Landon Wright.
Well, look, Landon Wright is going to be a big piece to a victory tonight if Sunnyvale does come away with the victory. He's a guy that goes both ways, but you look at him at the strong safety position, he is a thumper, okay? But he also transitions to running back, and that just tells you the type of athlete that he is.
Already 50 tackles on the season in just 4 games, has been a part of 3 different turnovers in the early going of the season. They need him to make some plays tonight. Meanwhile, for the Kaufman Lions, their running back, Braxton Gorman, this kid is a load and tough to take down.
Well, look, man, we every week, man, we get so hyped about seeing some of these guys, and a lot of times they don't live up to the billing. Yeah. Garmin is going to live up to the billing. He is definitely a load to bring down, and we talked to Coach Burleson. He just glowed about this kid and talked about him being, you know, a weight room warrior, a kid that if the door's open, he's in there. But even better than that he's a great student and a leader of this team. But you talk about a guy as an athlete, watch for number 11. Inside the tackles, outside on the edge, he does it all, and he is really tough to bring down.
District play starts next week for both of these two schools, but tonight, one last test to get fully prepped for the playoffs. Sunnyvale and Kaufman kickoff when we return on Friday Night Football. Our brand new color commentator, Heckma Harrison. Heckma, welcome to the team.
Man, I'm excited.
Touchdown, Randy Reed. Next week, the Battle of the Red Rail, Grapevine and Colleyville Heritage in a top 10 clash in 5A D2. Friday at 7 on the WFAA YouTube channel and WFAA Plus.
In a world filled with motion, we are the constant. Filled with storms, we are the calm. Filled with uncertainty, we are reassurance. We bring the truth. We bring hope, conviction, a legacy of grit, determination, honesty, and relevant reporting that doesn't just inform, but inspires. We are WFAA.
Hey, I'm Jason. And I'm the other Jason. We're the co-hosts of Y'all-itics, the unofficial political podcast of Texas.
So each week we invite on change makers for cold beer and candid conversations into the issues really affecting Texans.
Yeah, and we're bringing in diverse viewpoints so you get to listen and really understand.
This is solid information and a deep dive you're not going to get anywhere else.
Not to brag,
But just to brag a little bit.
okay, a little. We've been trending and making headlines.
Plus, we have more than 1 million downloads.
And still counting.
Sometimes, parties can tend to go on slightly longer than planned. For Izzy, that's not a problem at all, since she can now catch the 4, 5, 6, or even 10 p.m. newscasts after they air on the new WFAA+. Party on, kids. Are you a consummate multitasker like Chris Lawrence? Cooking, well, attempting. Dinner for the family while also craving a dose of news? Now you can chop and cook while still tuning in to any live newscast on the new WFAA+.
Your essential local news and weather for free. The WFAA mobile app. Download now.
To the end zone for South Oak Cliff.
Our brand new color commentator, Heckma Harrison. Heckma, welcome to the team.
Man, I'm excited.
Touchdown, Randy Reed.
Next week, the Battle of the Red Rail, Grapevine and Colleyville Heritage, and a top 10 clash in 5AD2. Friday at 7 on the WFAA YouTube channel and WFAA+.
In a world filled with motion, we are the constant. Filled with storms, we are the calm. Filled with uncertainty, we are reassurance. We bring the truth. We bring hope, conviction, a legacy of grit, determination, honesty, and relevant reporting that doesn't just inform, but inspires. We are WFAA.
Hey, I'm Jason.
And I'm the other Jason. We're the co-hosts of Y'all-itics, the unofficial political podcast of Texas.
So each week we invite on change makers for cold beer and candid conversations into the issues really affecting Texans.
Yeah, and we're bringing in diverse viewpoints so you get to listen and really understand.
This is solid information and a deep dive you're not going to get anywhere else.
Not to brag,
But just to brag a little bit.
okay, a little. We've been trending and making headlines.
Plus, we have more than 1 million downloads.
And still counting.
Sometimes, parties can tend to go on slightly longer than planned. For Izzy, that's not a problem at all, since she can now catch the 4, 5, 6, or even 10 p.m. newscasts after they air on the new WFAA+. Party on, kids. Are you a consummate multitasker like Chris Lawrence? Cooking, well, attempting. Dinner for the family while also craving a dose of news? Now you can chop and cook while still tuning in to any live newscast on the new WFAA+.
Your essential local news and weather for free. The WFAA mobile app. Download now.
From Lions Stadium in Kaufman, WFAA proudly presents Friday Night Football as the Kaufman Lions host the Sunnyvale Raiders on homecoming here in Kaufman, Texas. Head coaches tonight for the Sunnyvale Raiders, John Settle in his 12th year at Sunnyvale, 96-31 with the Raiders. And for the Kaufman Lions, Jeremy Burleson, his 7th year as the head man here in Kaufman, 42-30. Sunnyvale won the toss and deferred, so Heckman Harrison, we see Kaufman with the football first tonight.
Well, hey, man, first of all, let me just say, man, how great it is to be here in Kaufman, and this is a wonderful crowd, but yes, Kaufman, the Lions are getting the ball first, and we get an opportunity to see this high-octane offense on the field led by Ty Burleson. And the name sounds familiar. Yes, that is the coach's son.
Coach's son at quarterback, and their big gun in the backfield is Braxton Garman. We told you about him off the top of the telecast. Already over 400 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns tonight. And we were talking a little bit with the radio crew from here in Kaufman that does the broadcasts every week, and they were saying that's really only in about 9 quarters worth of football because they've had a couple of lopsided games. He hasn't had to play that much. They have to play a lot tonight as the kickoff from Sunnyvale is a short one, fielded and plopping on the ground at the 31-yard line is the Kaufman Lions' Hayden Lambeth. And that's where we will see this Lions offense get to work tonight. We do appreciate you being with us here on the WFAA YouTube channel. Let us know in the comments where you're watching from this evening, who you're tuning in to see. If you've got a favorite player on one of these two teams, or if you are perhaps tuning in from around the country, let us know where you're watching this game from this evening. Jeff Hansen already saying in the comments he's watching from Canada, says he's a big Texas high school football fan. Lauren Callahan says hello to Mike and Heckma. We appreciate you watching, Lauren. Sir Mystic says, says, let's go Raiders. Play action on the first play of the football game. Ty Burleson looking deep, has a man just beyond the outstretched fingertips of Mason Seabolt and incomplete. Nearly a splash play right off the rip.
Yeah, you can tell what they're thinking right now. They're trying to get big plays immediately, and that's a chunk play on a crossing route to Seabolt, just right over his outreach fingertips, but they will come back to that.
Mary Dunn says, let's go Raiders. Just about 400 of you with us right now on the WFAA YouTube channel. Again, please share the feed around with your friends and family in the Sunnyvale community, the Kaufman community, the Texas high school football community writ large, and let them know they can tune in tonight for a good football game between two of the top 4A programs in North Texas. Braxton Garman's first carry of the football game goes into the pile, and a gain of about 2. They'll say now 3 as the line judge changes where his foot is. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
The junior Lance Atkins playing his position really tough at the point of attack, doing a good job of getting Garman on the ground. That is what they're going to have to do all night, Mike, because we know that once Braxton gets ahead of steam, so he's really hard to bring down.
Pat McMahon says he's watching from Bellows Falls, Vermont. Lauren Callahan says she's watching from Scotland in the UK. 3rd down and 7. Burleson rolling right, looking downfield, has a man knocked away. Good defense coming through, and there is our player to watch tonight for the Sunnyvale Raiders, Landon Wright with the pass breakup.
How about that from Landon Wright? Reading that from his strong safety position there in a cover 2. And he comes out, and he knows that, look, he cannot allow the receiver to catch that. He's beyond the 1st down marker. That's a great play.
So Andres Gallegos on to punt for the first time today. Heckma, we learned today he's called Crazy Legs.
Hey, man, you get a nickname like Crazy Legs, you better be able to boot it.
This one's a wobbly kick up the near hash. Hits off a Sunnyvale player. That's loose. That's going to be Kaufman football. Johnny on the spot to recover the technically muffed punt. Nothing the gunner did wrong other than have it hit him in the back, but it is Kaufman football as pouncing on top of it is the freshman Pate Bowers.
And look at that kick from Gallegos. Man, we're talking about Crazy Leg. We're expecting a booming kick, but that is a tough break for the Raiders to have that ball go off of one of their men.
Not yet a minute into the football game. Sunnyvale's defense came out, did exactly what they wanted to do, forced the 3 and out, but the short punt hits Jackson Sloan in the back, and Pate Bowers, the freshman, there to pounce on it, and it's a fresh 1st and 10 here for Ty Burleson and company. Jet motion, but a timeout prior to this snap called by the Sunnyvale head coach, John Settle. And Heckma, I got to imagine on some level, he's trying to, all right, hey guys, I know we just had something go against us, but settle down, let's still go play football.
No pun intended. Coach Settle is trying to settle the troops. It's one of those things where defensively you come out, and that's this first drive, you're really looking for everything to go right for your group, and then you have a punt go off of a guy, man. He's sick about it, but, you know, no time to hang your head. They really do have to hone in and focus on getting a stop here.
Denise Farmer in the YouTube comments saying that she's watching from Kaufman, watching at home, but cheering on her Lions, cheering for number 19 and 24. That's the twins, Isaac and Isaiah Leha, two key linebackers for this Kaufman Lions squad. We'll see them here in just a little bit when the Sunnyvale offense takes the football field. We thought we would have seen them right about now, but the muffed punt. And it's Kaufman football still, 1st and 10 at the 34 in Sunnyvale territory. Burleson in shotgun, rolling right. Looking over the middle, fires complete in the hands of Hayden Robbins. Robbins able to pick up 4 on the play right to the 30-yard strike.
And you see how they want to use Hayden Robbins. They wanted to do a jet sweep before this timeout. That's a good out route right there, and he's sitting right in between that zone, doing a good job. And this is making it about 2nd and 6.
They've got to get to the 24-yard line to pick up the first down. Ron Osley says he's watching from McKinney, way out in McKinney. Thanks for tuning in tonight, Ron. 2nd down and 6. Burleson under center this time. Fakes the handoff one way, hands off the other way for Braxton Garman. Garman makes a man miss in the backfield, makes another man miss a couple yards downfield. That's about as good a 5-yard run as you'll see.
And look at how smooth he is, man. I mean, Mike, this kid's coming right down that hash mark, and that's 1-2 defenders. 1, 2, another. I mean, man, he's elusive, but he's not making multiple moves to make guys miss. He's just going side to side, and that says everything about his balance and his feet.
Pickup of 5. It's 3rd and a yard. Ultimately, Austin Helton, the freshman, took him down right there at the 25-yard line. Burleson in shotgun. Looking near side to his offensive coordinator, Craig Barker. They change the play. He comes back to the line of scrimmage to bark out to the offensive lineman. Now he's under center. Jet motion, handoff here for Kyle Von Morrow, and he's taken down in the backfield. Well defensed by this Sunnyvale team. Adam Hamad with the tackle.
And that's a good job of staying at home by Adam Hamad. He's coming up from his cornerback position, recognizing that he cannot allow him to catch that edge. That's just a heads-up play from your cornerback.
So it'll be 4th down and call it 3. Ball sits at the 27-yard line. They've got to get just shy of the 24 to pick up the first down. And they're going to leave the offense on the field. They've got Gallegos. They feel like he's good out to at least 55, but they're going to decide to go for it here on 4th and 3. Burleson in shotgun. Handoff Braxton. Hesitation, taken down. I think he's going to be short. They're going to mark him right at the 25-yard line. It's going to be a 4th down stop for the Sunnyvale defense.
Now, how about that for the Raiders? The punt, and now you come out and you stop them on 4th down. Man, that is big and a great tackle at the line of scrimmage. Good job, man, for the Raiders.
Looks like it was Austin Helton again, the freshman. 2nd time he made a key tackle in that sequence. And Sunnyvale standing tall despite an awful lot of adversity in the first 3 minutes and 13 seconds of this football game, and they finally get their offense back on for the first time today on the football field. Rigdon Yates, their starting quarterback, takes over 1st and 10 at his own 25. Hands off, coming near side for Evan Johnson. Johnson trying to get the corner. Does for a half a second there and gets out to the 30-yard line, a pickup of 5.
And a good patient run. Like you said, capturing that edge using the stiff arm by Evan Johnson. 5'6", 170 pounds. Looks a lot bigger than 170 pounds.
Only 5'6", though. Rolling out and trouble there. Kyle Von Morrow there to lower his shoulder into Johnson. I can't help but wonder, Heckma, I'm curious your impression. Was he there a half a beat early?
It looked like he was, and you know what? He had a decision to make. Am I going to try and intercept this ball, or am I going to make the sure tackle?
Yeah.
And he went for the tackle instead. And in my estimation, looking at it, he looked like he was half a tick early, but if he had gone for the ball, man, he may have walked into the end zone.
He certainly had a chance at it. It was an unsettled situation there for Sunnyvale. 3rd down and 5. Got to get to the 35, and Burleson, I beg your pardon, it's Yates. Again, he's going to connect over the middle, and that's going to be enough for a first down. A little herky-jerky play, getting me all herky-jerky, but they pick up the first down as he finds Josh McDill.
You call it herky-jerky. It's awkward. I didn't know which direction they were going. It looked like he was going to do a jump pass or something, either a quarterback sneak, but he decided at the last minute that he was going to pass it. Wait a minute.
We do have a penalty, though. Let's see what the call is from our crew. It's an ineligible man downfield. I think on some level that was a broken play, perhaps designed to be a run play. You get a couple offensive linemen downfield in the pass from Yates, therefore illegal. So it'll be third down once again, but now 3rd and 10 as they dock him the 5 yards. Oh, they draw him offside, though. Free play here for Yates. Looking up the near sideline, single coverage. What a catch! Owen DeLaba going up and pulling it in.
How about the concentration from DeLaba on a fade route? I mean, that's good coverage by Angel Ramirez.
Yes, it is.
But DeLaba able to go up, high point that ball, and come down with it. That's excellent.
So 1st and 10 for Sunnyvale at the 47-yard line. Priscilla Michelson says, watching from Kaufman, cheering for the Lions and Kaufman alumni class of 2013.
Oh, Priscilla, you should be here. This place is electric. This is Friday Night Football at its best.
Handoff in the backfield, nowhere to go for Evan Johnson. Quickly with the penetration there for the Kaufman defense was Isaac Leha.
And we appreciate you watching, Priscilla.
Second down and a dozen. For some reason, the down and distance from the in-house scoreboard that's feeding ours is incorrect. We'll work on that for you. That throw on the far side, nearly intercepted again. Caleb Lewis had a chance at it. It's going to be 3rd and long.
Now, Yates has done this a couple of times, Mike, and I'm telling you this, I don't know if it's his throwing motion, but it is favorable for these DBs to be able to break on his passes. He's going to his left and throwing. That's a really difficult thing to do. But, man, that's a dangerous pass. He's had a couple that he's lucky he hadn't been picked off.
3rd down and a dozen. Looking deep is Yates up the far sideline. One-on-one, incomplete. Step for step in coverage was Caleb Lewis, but there is a flag. Is there a flag down? Yes.
Yeah, there's a flag sitting at the 25-yard line on the far side, and they got Caleb Lewis, just for being there a little too early, gets into the body of the receiver.
There were some yellow gloves out there. It was making me question whether or not it was a flag or if it was the gloves that I was seeing, but yes, indeed. And we get the word here from our referee, Todd Taney.
Pass interference on defense, number 5. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So that is 2, Heckma, pivotal 3rd down penalties against this Kaufman defense. One that was declined because they connected on the pass up the near side to DeLaba, but that gifts Sunnyvale 1 possession in Kaufman territory and a fresh set of downs.
And the Kaufman faithful do not like the call, and they are letting the referees hear it.
Michael Hall tuning in tonight, a regular viewer here on Friday Night Football, says he's at Cedar Hill in Duncanville tonight. Handoff up the middle for Evan Johnson, and they have not been able to find any space so far in the run game.
No, they are shutting that down. And number 34, Will Bowers and company playing this tough inside. Those linebackers, everybody is getting in on the act here in Kaufman.
That was one thing that in talking with John Settle earlier this week, he said we need to find a running game in some form or fashion in this game to be able to win this football game. They know that they can throw the football on the outside. That's going to be a false start against DeLaba, and 2nd and 11 is going to become 2nd and 16 here.
Yeah, we've had some penalties so far, cost both of these teams. It's homecoming, so nerves have got to be on edge.
5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Todd Taney and his Tyler chapter of officials tonight, a 7-man crew. Becomes 2nd down and 16 here for Rigdon Yates. Play action fake, firing over the middle, has a man right off the chest and incomplete. An opportunity there to complete one that would have gotten him close to the sticks, but Blazek couldn't squeeze it.
No, and that's a tough ball to come down with. It's low, but at the same time, it's a catchable ball. It is a catchable ball. He put it in a place where obviously the defender can't make a play on it.
I think that's one that even Andrew Blazek would tell you he needs to make that grab. Would have been third and maybe a yard or two. Instead, third down and 16 after the incompletion. 2 wide to the far side. Yates is going to roll near side, firing over the middle, tipped and incomplete. He was looking for Blazek once again, but there were 3 black jerseys in the area.
And that's good coverage by the Lions. It's good film study. They know they're going to be dealing with some crossing routes here, and they're going for it on 4th down.
Kind of no man's land here at the 46-yard line.
Wow.
But they've got to get to the 30-yard stripe. He's going to quick kick it. Yes, he is. Rigdon Yates steps a yard back and quick kicks it up the near sideline, takes a hop out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. And that's where Kaufman's offense will get back to work.
If Coach Settle was going for it on 4th and 16, I was going to say, well, you know what? Somebody, I don't know of many 4th and 16 plays that you may have, but hey, man, I was going to be a student at his foot to see how he planned on picking up that first down. But great job with the kick.
Sheila Knowles in our YouTube comments saying to shout out Jordan Knowles and Eddie Reyes. Jordan Knowles, number 22 for the Kaufman Lions, one of their best linebackers, a really key piece of their defense. Sheila, thanks so much for watching tonight. 1st and 10 from the 19 is where they spot it. Toss here for Braxton Garman and lowering his shoulder for a pickup of about 5.
And you see how tough he is, man. You have got to get on a guy that has that kind of full head of steam. You got to get on him early, and you got to get on him often. And that's Nate Burleson doing a wonderful job getting the tackle.
If you're wondering, no relation to that Nate Burleson. Or at least Coach Settle was pretty sure that there wasn't.
Yeah, let it be known.
2nd down and 5. Burleson in shotgun. Garman behind him. He gets the handoff out of pistol and running off left guard, lowering his shoulder. He'll have enough for the first down out across the 30.
And that's where he's so tough. When you put him in the pistol formation and he has that 8-yard head start to the line of scrimmage, he can use his vision. And again, he runs with just dynamite in his shoulders and behind those shoulder pads. And when he comes down that line of scrimmage with a full head of steam, it's really hard to stop him.
KM36 says they're watching Lance Akins from Baton Rouge. Glad to see Lil Bro playing hard, they said. Denise Farmer says cheering for many of my former students as Go Lions tonight. As Kaufman has homecoming this evening against Sunnyvale. Handoff once again for Garman. Finds the hole again off left guard. Just does a nice job of staying on balance and picks up 7 or 8.
That's a wonderful job. And you could tell, man, he really does run with a lot of power and balance. I can't say that enough about him. And I said it in the open, man. So many of these players that we get so excited to come in and see, and after about 4 quarters you go, well, maybe he's a little overhyped, or man, this guy is true to everything that they've said. So far, Braxton Garman is that.
A gain of 9 officially on that first down carry, so 2nd and 1. Fake the handoff on the jet motion. Garman gets it again, coming near side, cross the 40 and run out of bounds at the 45-yard line. And they'll move the sticks again.
And a big kid. Look at this counter, using his vision, getting back outside, and his offensive line, they are doing all the dirty work inside. I'm one of those people, man, I watch everything from inside out, and when I see those offensive linemen really just turning guys over, and you see those pancakes in between the tackles, I love that, man.
Mel G says, Granny and Grandpa watching Sunnyvale's number 23 tonight. That's Cade Andrews, a sophomore. Watching from Cameron, Texas tonight. We appreciate Granny and Grandpa tuning in. 1st and 10, handoff Garman, stutter step in the hole. Helmet came off there at the tail end of the play as he got out to the 49-yard line, but he'll have to come off the field for a play with that helmet popping off.
You get scared about that. You see that helmet coming off, and that's a good job of guys pulling up, realizing he's in a vulnerable position. I want to give a shout out to the grandparents watching their grandson out here, man. There's nothing better than that. Glad that we can do our job here so you guys can see your grandson play.
2nd down and 6 after the pickup of 4. Net Doggy Dog says, welcome to Kaufman to Heckma and myself as the handoff goes outside to Juju Prox, trying to find a lane. able to pick up maybe 2 or 3 before getting swallowed up by that Sunnyvale defense. They said special shout out to the Kaufman High School class of 2022 grad Dalen Dickerson, who's proudly repping Kaufman this year at wide receiver for the SMU Mustangs. Yeah, these programs do put kids. I know that a lot of the love, a lot of the attention goes to the 5A and 6A programs across the Metroplex, but even schools in the 4A ranks, even the 3A ranks, as you make your way on down through, these kids find themselves playing big-time D1 football. If you're good enough, these coaches will come find you.
Well, let me just say that I was a kid that played in 4A at one time. So, no, I'm excited. This is this great matchup. Athletes come from 4A. I was able to come from Lincoln High School in 4A and play at Kansas State. So you're absolutely right. And look at this pancake block on the outside by the tight end. Good Lord.
That was a 3rd down and 3 carry by Pate Bowers, the freshman, just shy of the line to gain. It's going to be 4th and a yard from the 46. And it certainly looks like they're going to leave the offense on the field once again and go for it here. We saw them go for it on 4th down a little deeper in Sunnyvale territory earlier here in the first period, and the Sunnyvale defense stood tall, Heck, but now they're going to try and go for it again.
Man, it's gutsy. It's gutsy, and they must have obviously found something. They see the way this offensive line is firing off the ball, and that's the difference between that first series and this one. Man, those guys up front are really coming off. Garen Kinney, number 70, he's one of them. I've just seen him just pancaking guys all the way through.
And now right before Ty Burleson was going to take the snap, timeout called by the Kaufman Lions staff. Jaslyn Huey says her sister is a cheerleader. Frank Roca says watching from work tonight, says way to go Landon from the Bleacher Creatures. Morgan Parton says, shout out Lance Akins, number 55, says that she's his big cousin watching from Louisiana.
That's awesome.
And Luis Gallegos, I have to imagine on some level, somehow related to Andres Gallegos, just says, crazy legs.
Crazy legs. Hey, we got the cue, Crazy Legs. This is the Crazy Legs community. We got Crazy Legs t-shirts out here. I'm like, what's up with the Crazy Legs, right?
They really do. We were told that by the radio crew tonight before the game. It was the radio crew that gave him the nickname Crazy Legs. They said about a year went by and all of a sudden Crazy Legs t-shirts started popping up in the crowd. They are very proud of their kicker Andres Gallegos, and we were told that he hit out to 67 in practice. So yeah, that qualifies as Crazy Legs. Out of the timeout, 4th and a yard. Motion man is Morrow. Handoff up the middle. In the backfield, they got a hold of him. Where are they going to spot it? By that spot, he's got it. By the far sideline judge, he's got headlinesman is closer, right on the 45-yard stripe. This is going to depend on the spot whether or not Kaufman got it on 4th down here.
Oh, that's generous. Look at this spot. They look like they have him stopped behind the line of scrimmage. I don't see his helmet.
Yeah, where is that football?
Why?
They give him the 1st down. I don't know how.
That's it looked like they had him stopped at the 45-yard line. He had a guy pulling him back behind before he got to the line of scrimmage. That's a generous spot. But they don't have the benefit of instant replay, so we're going with it.
And it's 1st down for Kaufman at the 44.5-yard line. They get the 1st down by maybe a foot. And the handoff comes on the near side, running off left guard. Big hit. Whew. Ethan Tank with the tackle.
Tank, my man, make your presence felt. Coming from the free safety. This is how you do it. This is textbook. Get your head across. My God, he came with every last bit of him. 5'11", 150. Man, may got to add 20 pounds of just guts. Jeez.
Came with bad intentions and cuts him down for a gain of a yard. Hayden Robbins was on the carry. 2nd down and 9. Burleson in shotgun. Ball goes through his hands on the snap. Just has to pounce on top of it. A big loss on the play, and it's going to be 3rd and a mile.
Man, what a tough break for Ty Burleson, not able to get a handle on that snap. And it came at him really quickly. After picking up that 4th down, now you have, like you said, 3rd and a mile. It's taking about 17.
On the in-house scoreboard, they're saying 3rd and 22. It's not 22. I think they're off by a factor of 5 yards. Ball sits at the 48-yard line in Kaufman territory. They've got to get just beyond the 35. Yeah, 3rd and 17. Yeah, now they've changed it. They're saying 3rd and 18. Okay. For all intents and purposes, that does the job. 3rd and very long. Handoff on jet motion, coming near side. Some running room, breaks a tackle inside the 45. Won't be enough to pick up the first down, but a nice chunk of it there as they give the handoff to Mason Seabolt.
And Seabolt and Landon Wright with the collision. And Landon Wright, a kid that's going to go both ways tonight. Maybe he took the worst of that collision.
After one scoreless, 4th and 8 when we return. Nobody able to find the scoreboard in the opening quarter here on Friday Night Football.
Senior captain, All-American, Peyton Harris.
To the end zone for South Oak Cliff.
Our brand new color commentator, Heckma Harrison. Heckma, welcome to the team.
Man, I'm excited.
Touchdown, Randy Reed.
Next week, the Battle of the Red Rail, Grapevine and Colleyville Heritage in a top 10 clash in 5AD2. Friday at 7 on the WFAA YouTube channel and WFAA Plus.
Hey, I'm Jason. And I'm the other Jason. We're the co-hosts of Yolitics, the unofficial political podcast of Texas.
So each week we invite on change makers for cold beer and candid conversations into the issues really affecting Texans.
Yeah, and we're bringing in diverse viewpoints so you get to listen and really understand.
This is solid information and a deep dive you're not going to get anywhere else.
Not to brag,
But just to brag a little bit.
okay, a little. We've been trending and making headlines.
Plus, we have more than 1 million downloads.
Back to the second quarter action, and Kaufman's going to go for it here on 4th down and 8. They've got to get just inside the 35 to pick up the first down. They're going to quick kick it too. Ty Burleson backs up, does the same thing that we saw Sunnyvale do there in the first quarter with Rigdon Yates, and they punt it away. And the ball goes back to Sunnyvale. So half of the defense is standing tall here in the early going here on Friday Night Football.
A bit of a stalemate. I will say that. And you see the game's been shifted from Settle and Burleson right now, faking each other out, thinking that they're going for it on 4th down and saying, you can quick kick. We can quick kick also, okay? But right now, defensively, it has made the difference. What I want to see for the Raiders is them to settle down into their offense. It seemed as though they had a ton of miscommunication happening with receivers in the same area, and just looked like Rigdon Yates was a little off with some of his throws.
So 1st and 10 from the 27 here for Rigdon Yates. Motion man is Blazek across the formation. Play action fake. They're trying to set up the screen. Trouble, and that's going to go down for a loss. McDill made the catch. He would have been better to just bat that ball down.
Yeah, Angel Ramirez, he read that perfectly. They tried to get a hat on and make a block, but not able to is number 5, Andrew Blazek. You definitely rely heavily on your wide receivers to clear that quarterback out or at least get a hat on him.
Trip Gooden in the YouTube comments says, watching in Sunnyvale tonight, shout out Noah Briggs and Austin Helton holding it down at the linebacker spots. 2nd down and a dozen here. Johnson vacates the backfield over the middle, open, complete for Blazek. That'll be enough for a first down. They tried to strip the ball out there at the very end. Dallas Chandler trying to make a big play, but they moved the chains.
Man, Blazek, I really like this kid a lot. He's out of the slot, just running a post route. And that's good. And you could tell him and Yates, they have a really good rapport with one another. He's really comfortable when he gets the ball out to number 5.
Fresh first down at the 39-yard line now for Rigdon Yates and company. Handoff for Evan Johnson. Johnson running right tackle, running the ladder to the outside across the 40. Hunting the 45-yard line, still on his feet, spins his way through another tackle, and they'll give him at least the 44, maybe the 45. We'll check the spot. But a nice run there by Evan Johnson, really earning those yards.
Yeah, he is. He's dancing, and you see him getting outside. He's spinning. He's trying to get guys off of him instead of run out of bounds. Boy, that's tough yardage that he's picking up, giving himself a chance.
Layla Sierra says, shout out to the Alaskan Assassin, says go Jarek.
Oh, man.
Jarek Derleth, the senior tight end for the Sunnyvale Raiders. Kayla Stamas says she's a Sunnyvale High School science teacher watching from home tonight, cheering on her boys. Quick throw near side. Again, well defended by Kaufman's defense. Caleb Lewis. That ball came out at the end. They're going to say he was down.
Yeah,
long since down.
And that's Josh McDill just continue to fight for more yards. And that's what we've seen a lot from these receivers. Oh, that looked like it was coming loose before that. He's lucky to get that ball back.
It'll be 3rd down and 3 because they whistled the play dead. I wonder if it was a forward progress thing, because, yeah, it looked like he may have still been up when that ball came out. 3rd down and 3, ball at the 46. They got to get to the 49. It'll be Yates in shotgun. Motion man out of the set is Cade Andrews, the sophomore. Now he'll motion back in. Fake the handoff to him. They're going to keep it in the quarterback's hands as Yates has got the first down as he crosses the midfield stripe.
That's great play design. You go with an empty backfield and put it all on Rigdon Yates to pick that up. And 6'1", 180 pounds. That's good trust right there with Coach Settle, knowing that he has a quarterback that can pick up a first down when you need it.
1st and 10 in Kaufman territory now for the Sunnyvale Raiders offense at the 49. Yates is going to keep it himself once again. Quarterback draw, good block on the outside, and he's got close to first down yardage. Maybe just a yard shy at the 40-yard line.
Look at Rigdon Yates. He's like, hey, look, I'm going to deliver a shot. I'm just not your run-of-the-mill quarterback, Chandler. I'm going to give you something to think about on homecoming.
Jarek Durlov, we just shouted him out in front blocking there for Rigdon Yates to help clear a path. 2nd down and a yard. Jennifer Powers says go Sunnyvale. Josh Sandler says excited to hear the Sunnyvale Raider Pride Band and its awesome drum line. You'll hear their show at halftime. Backpedaling, but finding Durlov on the outside is Yates. He's got the first down, fighting for extra yards and falling down at the 33-yard line. They'll move the sticks again.
That's a good job by Durlov. Good rollout by Yates, recognizing that he has a tight end out in the flat. That's using that big body to pick up a first down. I'm loving this drive right here by the Raiders. They've continuously moved the chains, and that's a good job. I mean, you get your defense off of the field, give these guys an opportunity to catch their breath, but then stealing a little bit of momentum here in the 2nd quarter.
Fresh first down at the 34 is where they'll officially spot it. Play action fake, throw near side, complete. Another first down. Sunnyvale's Charlie Christopher connecting and moving the chains again.
And you think they go to Christopher Moore, 6'3", 185 pounds. That's a big target, and you see Christopher making that play.
He's a key piece of their defense, but does see some time on offense as well. Now 8 receptions on the year, has a couple of touchdowns, so clearly makes an impact both ways for this Sunnyvale Raiders team. Quick throw far side, just over the outstretched hands of the defender, inside the 10-yard line. It's Christopher once again, and it's 1st and goal, Sunnyvale.
Well, let Rigdon Yates cook, why don't you? Look at that.
You aren't kidding, man.
Yeah, let him cook. He's doing a great job. And some touch on that ball, getting it over the hands of the defenders. That's awesome.
Right over the hands of Juju Prox, and it's 1st and goal, Sunnyvale. Kaufman calling timeout. Clock's still running. Just now they finally see it and stop it at 7:19. I'll bet you a good 5 or 6 seconds probably ran off there. But what a drive from the Sunnyvale Raiders offense. Really impressive.
Yeah, and so you come into a game like this and you know that the Kaufman Lions, they have everything going for them on offense and on defense. You've got to deliver the first blow. And they have had some things go wrong. And, hey, man, right from the kickoff, you talk about that punt that hit off the back of one of the Raiders, and the Lions were able to recover the ball. But, man, they've been unfazed by all of those mistakes that they've made. And I am really impressed with the way that they're getting this drive going. Now, here's the thing about this, Mike. You keep the ball this long, you've got to get some points.
Yeah. Jeff Hansen says Rigdon Yates is a beast. We've seen a little bit of that on this drive. A shout out here from Peyton Reyes, his proud alumni Peyton Reyes of Kaufman High School, repping KHS as wide receiver for Fort Hays State. 1st and goal, throw over the middle, tipped and knocked away. They were looking for Blazek. Nice defensive play by Dallas Chandler, the safety.
Yeah, Chandler playing that as good as he possibly can. Surprised that he didn't. If he could have got another hand up, that may be a pickoff, an interception in the end zone. Got to be careful there if you're Rigdon Yates. Getting it out to his BFF, Andrew Blazek.
7 minutes even to play here in this first half. Yates rolling near side, firing end zone, too tall and out of bounds. He tried to find Blazek again, and it'll be 3rd and goal.
Now here's one of those plays where, look, Here's 3rd and goal. You've got to go to the end zone. You really want a big receiver. Maybe go a jump ball, a fade route.
3rd and goal at the 8.
Maybe Derelict on this play.
15 seconds on the play clock as Yates looks to the sideline for the play from John Settle, the head coach who's also their offensive coordinator. Down to 7 on the play clock. Motion out of the backfield to an empty set here for Yates. 3 on the play clock as he takes the snap. Pressure in his face. Throws far side and it's picked off. Intercepted on the far sideline, and there's a running room out in front across the 30-yard line, out to the 40-yard line. The pick for the Kaufman defense. Angel Ramirez with the interception, and a huge play on homecoming for this Kaufman D.
And I'm doing my best Tony Romo impersonation because I'm calling Derelict on this play.
Yeah.
And at the time, Derelict not able to get his head turned around and recognize that the ball was coming his direction. That's the Kaufman defense. There's an actual goal set up down here, and they dunked the ball on the interception. I love it. Homecoming is off the chain in Kaufman.
What a play by Kaufman's Angel Ramirez, the senior corner, brings it all the way out to the 40-yard line. That is a game-changing play, taking at least 3, if not 7, off the board there for Sunnyvale's offense after what was, heck of a fantastic drive.
Yeah, you don't want to end a drive like that with the turnover. I mean, mistakes will happen, but you don't want to do it down in the red zone.
Ty Burleson now off play action, throwing over the middle, incomplete, looking for Juju Crocs. The pressure is worth noting as well on that interception. There was pressure right in the face of Rigdon Yates immediately off that far side edge, and he had to get rid of the ball earlier than he wanted to, and it led to the interception.
And I understand, you know, for the senior, he's got to recognize that, hey, man, if you got pressure on you like that, you throw the ball away, that's a costly interception in the red zone. You still want to try and get some points because both of these defenses are playing lights out.
2nd down and 10, high snap, handoff up the middle. Braxton Garman dragging tacklers. Give him a gain of 7 on the play, and that'll make 3rd down quite a bit more manageable at 3rd and 3.
And he's lost his hat again at the end of that play.
Yeah. I think he's trying to argue that he got face masked there. There is a stoppage.
Yeah, nonetheless, he's going to have to come out.
I think that's part of why he was arguing for the face mask. If your helmet comes off because of a penalty on the other team, you can stay on the field. Otherwise, if your hat comes off, you got to come off for a play. We need to get Braxton Garman a new chin strap.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what Coach Burleson is arguing for.
3rd and 3. Burleson looking near side for the play. He's got Pate Bowers, the freshman, behind him in the pistol. 2 wides to either side. High snap, pulls it down, throws near side, but way low for his intended target, Mason Seabold, and it is 4th and 3.
Yeah, and Burleson just didn't get his feet set to get that ball out to the near sideline.
And after giving it maybe a moment's thought to go for it on 4th down once again, now they will bring out the punting unit for really the first time tonight for Kaufman that we've seen Gallegos back there to punt for real. Beg your pardon, on the very first possession where they had the muff punt. How could I forget?
Yeah.
How could I forget? A nice kick up the far sideline that will hop and actually take a Sunnyvale bounce out to the 26. And that's where we'll see the Raiders offense once again. So credit to these two defenses. What a start to this football game for both units. Kaufman with the big pick down in the red zone, but Sunnyvale with a very difficult task in front of them, trying to slow down Ty Burleson and Braxton Garman, and they have been up to the task through a quarter and a half.
This is one of those hard games to kind of get a beat on what's going on. I mean, the Lions come out with a lot of momentum. They get things going with the running game. Then they go away from it. And the same thing for the Raiders. They are doing really good with those outlet passes. They're allowing their quarterback to go on a few quarterback sneaks to pick up first downs, and then they get down in the red zone. And look, you're going to throw an errant pass, and it gets intercepted. Like I said, this is a tough one to call.
First and 10 it will be for Rigdon Yates and this Sunnyvale offense as they get another crack at it here from their own 27-yard line. Handoff right side, Evan Johnson up the sideline. He's got the first down out across the 40-yard line. Some burst from the 5'6" scat back.
Man, and how about that, man? That's a great block on the right side by Jared Derleth. Getting a seal block on the outside and allowing him to get around that edge. And that's exactly when you have a small back like Evan Johnson, you want to give that guy space and allow him to put that jetpack on and do what he does.
Big gainer out to the 42-yard line and a fresh first down. They'll give him the football once again. This time a little less space to work with, but a nice play to kind of duck his shoulder inside the tackler and picks up 5 or 6, probably 4 more than I thought he was going to get right about there.
How about that? I don't know what move you call that, but you know, he was going east and west. He hit the brakes and said, no, I think I'll go north instead.
Pickup of 6 on the play, 2nd down and 4. Yates stepping up in the pocket, looking deep downfield, has a man behind the defense, wide open, in stride, to the end zone. Touchdown, Owen DeLaba.
Owen DeLaba getting lost, man. I don't know how they forgot about number 11, but that's a good job by Rigdon Yates, avoiding the pressure and putting enough air on that for DeLaba to just run under it. How about that for the Raiders getting in and clocking in first?
51 yards on the touchdown hookup from Rigdon Yates to Owen DeLaba. And Sunnyvale strikes first. The extra point up and through off the foot of Adam Hamad, and Sunnyvale with a 7-0 lead in the early going. One more look at it as Yates goes up top for DeLaba, dropping it in the bucket for 6. Sunnyvale on the board. To the end zone for South Oak Cliff.
Our brand new color commentator, Heckma Harrison. Heckma, welcome to the team.
Man, I'm excited.
Touchdown, Randy Reed.
Next week, the Battle of the Red Rail, Grapevine and Colleyville Heritage in a top 10 clash in 5AD2. Friday at 7 on the WFAA YouTube channel and WFAA Plus.
With 5:02 to play here in quarter number 2, the Sunnyvale Raiders, the first to strike on homecoming at Kaufman. The 51-yarder from Rigdon Yates to Owen DeLaba. And this game has been kind of percolating just below the surface for a quarter and a half, Heckma Harrison, and finally we got some action now.
Well, no, I've been saying the whole time when you asked me about it, I said, man, this is just really hard to call. I don't know who has the advantage, where's the momentum. Both of these defenses are playing lights out, and finally the Raiders get something good to happen, and that's going to be a penalty, probably what they did not want to do after a score.
Yeah, that was interesting. It almost looked like they were trying to maybe kick an onside kick there, a surprise onside. I'm not sure exactly what Adam Hamad was trying to accomplish there, but it will be a penalty.
Free kick out of bounds on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty, free kick.
So how about that? Kaufman's going to say, nuh-uh, kick it again. We're not going to just take the 5 yards and take the football close to the midfield. We're going to back you up, which they haven't done yet. They're still at the 40-yard line. Now the officials are beginning to realize, yeah, you got to go back to the 35, son.
I like that. Hey, they're not going to tell them either. They're not going to say, you know what?
Yeah, Hamad's not going to give him that,
right?
No. Nor should he.
No. Let me put it right here at the 40, yeah. Nobody's noticing. And, you know, I think they're just doing their film study. They're recognizing that those returners for the Lions are pretty dangerous. And so you can see Hamad right now. He's angling this thing out of bounds. They want a fair catch.
This time it'll be a pop up the far sideline, field at the 27. They're not going to give him the fair catch. It's taken by Kyle Von Morrow. He comes to the near side, across the 40, out across the 45, close to midfield. A nice return by Kyle Von Morrow, one of the Swiss Army knives for this Lions football team, and a big play there on special teams.
Like I said, when you understand that they are talented at the skill position and they got guys like Von Morrow sitting out at the 30, waiting on a kick and bringing it all the way across the field. That's great athleticism looking for that opening. And look at it. They have the ball right here at the 49-yard line.
1st and 10, knocking on the door of Sunnyvale territory to begin the drive. Ty Burleson, with his team trailing by 7, hands off up the middle for Braxton Garman, who fights his way for 4.
And the thing about Braxton Garman, and as I've watched him, Mike, he's one of those running backs that he gets stronger as the quarters progress. And so he is a nightmare for your defense. When you have a guy like that, I mean, it doesn't look like he's doing much, but he goes 3-4 yards, and next thing you know, he's marching off a 50-yarder.
2nd down and 6. The toss near side for Garman, cuts up field. Tackled by Landon Wright. Our 2 players to watch going head up right there, but it will be enough for the 1st down as Garman dragged him just enough to get to the 40-yard strike.
Yeah, we're going to see that collision a lot, and that's what you don't want to see from number 11. Him getting a full head of steam and guys not getting a hand on him until he gets to the 2nd level, that's when he makes your life a living you-know-what.
Just shy of 900 of you with us right now on the WFAA YouTube channel. Please share the feed around with your friends and family in the Sunnyvale community, the Kaufman community, the Texas high school football community at large. As on 1st and 10, they fake the jet motion, handoff Braxton Garman coming near side, across the 35, inside the 30, up the sideline, close to the 25-yard line, and another 1st down run for Braxton Garman.
Yeah, this is where he's dangerous. This is where he's dangerous, and it's great blocking up front, man. They're doing a really good job. Tayton Hicks, Newt Richmond, Eric Espinosa, the guys up front that are really doing the dirty work. You love to see it. And I'm telling you, man, for Braxton Garman, man, I'm sure his offensive lineman, he take care of those guys all week in the lunchroom. Get whatever you want, guys.
1st and 10 at the 26. Again, the jet motion. This time they do hand it off, running far side, cutting up field is Dallas Chandler. He gets right to the 20-yard line. A nice carry on 1st down.
And Landon Wright, boy, he's been playing a lot, and he's been making a ton of tackles, but that's a good read by your senior strong safety.
Gain of 5 on the play, 2nd down, 5.
Ball just outside the 20-yard line, 2nd down and 4. Motion man is Chandler again. This time it's going to be the handoff up the middle for Braxton Garman, running left guard, dragging bodies once again for a 1st down to the 15.
Yeah, got to tell the Raiders, man, this kid is going to be here all night long. You cannot get tired of hitting him. And when you got a guy that big, it's just got to be a tackle by committee. We got to get all 11 hats on him.
Under 3 to play here in this 1st half. Kaufman down 7-0 here on homecoming, but driving. And now a timeout called by Sunnyvale. John Settle seeing the snowball start to pick up steam and says, hang on a second, let's let my guys get a breather here.
No, he really, I mean, look, and the thing is, it's a hot night here in Kaufman. And, you know, the weather obviously is unseasonably warm for this time of year, but you're talking about, you know, 90s at night, and so you have to keep these guys refreshed, hydrated, and then you have a big back like Garman just weighing on you, and again, he just gets stronger as the night progresses.
Right now, my computer anyway is telling me that it is still 86 degrees outside here in Kaufman at a little after 8 o'clock at night, 8:20 at night. It's still 86 degrees on September 23rd.
Yeah, not so much the heat, but the humidity.
Yeah,
it's warm.
Yeah. We knew that all too well when we arrived and found that there was not an elevator to get our gear up to the press box today. I think our entire crew lost 5 or 6 pounds just setting up our gear tonight. Out of the timeout, 1st and 10. Toss Garman coming near side. Got a blocker on the outside. Makes a man miss inside the 10. Up the sideline. Steps out of bounds inside the 5. It's 1st and goal.
Man, he is so smooth. Look at this, Mike. I mean, how many Raiders do you have to try and get to this guy before he absolutely lowers his shoulder and put a move on you? And it's very subtle what he's doing. It's not like, you know, he's making 5 and 6 moves to make guys miss. You know, he's just stepping to the side. But one thing I love about him, man, he's always keeping his motion going forward.
2:42 here in the first half. First and goal here for Ty Burleson and the Kaufman Lions offense. Burleson to the line of scrimmage, changing the play. Motion man, handoff to the motion man. It's Morrow trying to get to the end zone, taken down shy. Sunnyvale tried to pop that ball out there as they ripped him down, but to no avail.
And Morrow looked like at the last minute tried to stick that ball out. It's a dangerous play. You don't want to get a turnover. Man, but if I'm Coach Burleson, I just turn around and hand the ball to number 11.
Second down and goal. Ball sits at the 1-yard line. Burleson looks near side. Again, is going to come to the line of scrimmage. Takes the snap from under center. Handoff to Garman. Up the middle, off right guard, and he's in. Touchdown, Kaufman.
And there's not an electricity problem here in Kaufman. This is what they do after they score. They let the lights flicker a little bit, but Braxton Garman doing a wonderful job. That whole drive was on number 11, and finally able to reap the benefits of his work and get the score.
So on comes Gallegos to tack on the extra point. Up and through, and Braxton Garman, as advertised, folks, this kid is just as good as we were told he was, all the way down the field on the shoulders of number 11, and Kaufman ties the football game.
Our brand new color commentator, Heckma Harrison. Heckma, welcome to the team.
Man, I'm excited.
Touchdown, Randy Reed.
Next week, the Battle of the Red Rail, Grapevine and Colleyville Heritage in a top 10 clash in 5AD2. Friday at 7 on the WFAA YouTube channel and WFAA Plus.
Back on Friday Night Football, 7-7 our score. Under 2 minutes to play here in the opening half. You just saw the commercial there for next week's telecast. Colleyville Heritage and Grapevine has the fake onside there from the Kaufman Lions special teams unit. Got me to sit up in my chair a little bit there just for a moment.
I was going to say, Mike, wait.
Gallegos does kick it away, a high kick straight up the center of the field. Fair catch called for and made by Blazek, and that's tantamount to a kick to a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25-yard line. But we were saying that that game next week, Battle of the Red Rail, Colleyville Heritage and Grapevine, always a great rivalry game. But when you tack on the fact that both teams are in the top 10 in 5AD2, that should be a heck of a night next week in Grapevine.
I got my start calling games for Colleyville Heritage, and let me tell you, the Battle of the Red Rail is a serious game. There's some other things that happen during that game as well. I'll tell you about later.
Back comes the Sunnyvale offense. First and 10 from the 25. Rigdon Yates with two wides and a tight end to the right side of the formation. Looks that way, fires that way, has his man Owen DeLava, but nowhere to go. Again, this Kaufman defense up to the task. The screens have not really worked here in the early going for Sunnyvale's offense.
Well, Caleb Lewis is doing a good job. He's reading that perfectly. And Andrew Blazek, he's a couple of times, man, they're trying to get the blocks on those cornerbacks out there. Doesn't matter if it's Caleb Lewis or Angel Ramirez. Both of those corners are really sure tacklers and aggressive guys. Loving to see that from the Lions.
A loss of 2 on the play. It's 2nd and 12. Yates with the touchdown pass to Owen DeLava from 51 yards out the last time that Sunnyvale had the football. Looking for more here before halftime. $1:13 to play in the opening half. Handoff up the middle for Evan Johnson. He's going to maybe get back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd down and 10. One timeout for both teams to work with here. Neither of them electing to use one yet here. You wonder, would Jeremy Burleson, if they get a stop here quick on 3rd down? But if you're John Settle, I got to imagine, you know what, it's 3rd and 10. We're going to let this clock wind all the way down before they snap it here. It'll be about 25 seconds left when they have to snap the football.
And I want to give Rigdon Yates some credit. He has been doing a good job recognizing that he's dealing with the cover 2 on the backside for the Lions, and he's found the open receiver several times.
They let it go down to 28 before they finally snap it. Handoff for Johnson, running near side, nowhere to go. Kyle Von Morrow there to swallow him up. It'll be 4th down and 9, and Jeremy Burleson will call timeout here. Big flag on the far side. A little extracurricular as there was an entanglement there between, looks like Sunnyvale's Alaric Brown and I think Kaufman's Tayton Hicks. It was either Tayton Hicks or maybe Eddie Reyes. I think it was Eddie Reyes. And now our officiating crew's going to have to sort this out. I saw the aftermath of it as Alaric Brown was getting up and 4 flags fell down right next to him.
It's usually the last guy that gets caught for whatever happens.
Yeah.
So hopefully these are offsetting penalties and neither of these guys get ejected from the game.
Is that what he's saying? I thought he said 15 yards.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 58 of the defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Okay, so at least no ejection, but the penalty does go against Eddie Reyes from Kaufman. So like you said, it's always the final actor that gets caught, and we saw Alaric Brown getting up off the turf after he had been taken down, evidently anyway, by Eddie Reyes. That gets flagged for the 15 yards. And it gives a free first down here to Sunnyvale, but with the clock back winding here, 6 seconds to play, they'll take one final snap in the first half. Yates is going to look up the near sideline into double coverage, nearly intercepted. Honestly, a good job by Josh McDill to take the Kaufman Lions' Hayden Robbins off the football. And a big collision there between Robbins and another Kaufman Lions defender, Angel Ramirez. The two of them collided. Get another look at this here as Yates went up the sideline. Oh. I tell you what, see the pain there from Angel Ramirez. Both of them up, but Ramirez struggling to get to his feet. And they're not going to put any weight on that left foot. We saw Angel Ramirez make a huge play right earlier in this football game when Sunnyvale drove down the field and got in the red zone. He was the one who made that big interception. But now he gets helped off the football field after a big collision there on the final play of the first half.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay. And what I saw was both of those guys, they banged knees.
Yeah.
And it sounds so innocent, but it hurts like heck. And hopefully Ramirez, who's having himself a really good game, is okay. Just got to continue to put some pressure on it as maybe that's a good sign.
If there's one good sign, it's a 28-minute halftime and an opportunity for him to maybe hopefully work it out, because you hope that it is just, you know, a bruise or something along those lines, and he is just ever so slowly trying to work it out and make it feel better. But he's got 27 and a half minutes to sort things out in what is a tie football game at halftime. 7-7 our tally. Rigdon Yates to Owen DeLaba to open the scoring. Braxton Garman matching the touchdown, and on homecoming here in Kaufman, 7-7 at the break. As we welcome you back here on Friday Night Football, Mike Leslie and Heckma Harrison back in the booth here at halftime. Big congratulations there to Isaiah Leha and Layla Sanders, the homecoming king and queen this year here at Kaufman High School. 7-7 our halftime score. Heckma Harrison in an interesting football game thus far in terms of what we've seen on the football field in those first 24 minutes. Both of these defenses really doing the lion's share of the work.
Yeah, and it's been a defensive showdown, and we thought we were going to have some offensive fireworks. Not the case here tonight, and we've been waiting on Braxton Garman to finally arrive to the stadium. He's in the homecoming court behind us, but right at the end of that first half, doing a wonderful job of getting his offense going. And so he's going to have to continue that momentum. But guess what, man? The Raiders get the ball to start the second half. And if they've made any adjustments, I think they saw some things at the second level. They're going to have to continue with that and try and get the ball past the second level.
We saw them have a lot of success, Sunnyvale's offense, through the air. They had some struggle. There were some moments where Evan Johnson was able to find some creases and pick up some yards there, especially on that final drive where they did end up going down and scoring the touchdown. But for most of the half, they struggled there on the ground. It was mostly just through the air that they were able to move the football. What do you think they did see there in that late portions of the second quarter that maybe allowed their run game to finally get unlocked?
Well, what they did was they tried to set everything up with Evan Johnson going side to side and then finally try and catch things over the top. You saw that Lions defense kind of clamp down on them and not allow them to run, and then they get behind them on a big gainer with number 11, and he pretty much just runs past these guys. It may be a busted play or misread, but they've got to go back to at least not try and hit those home runs, but go, 5 yards here, 10 yards here, those little outs, those little dink and dunk passes to get this offensive rhythm. Rigdon Yates did a really good job of moving the chains and getting things going for his offense. He's got to return to that. That one bad play that he had down in the red zone, I think he atoned for that with the big play, but the senior is going to have to lead his team and be decisive with his throws.
So Andres Gallegos set to kick the ball away for the Kaufman Lions. We saw them fake the onside kick where they ran to the 40-yard line right up to the football and then didn't. And they're going to do this again. Okay, nobody crossed that line. No onside kick. And now Sunnyvale's return team will take a few steps back. And I love the gamesmanship, especially in special teams. Everybody's trying to find that little edge. But Gallegos does pound this football 4 yards deep in the end zone for the touchback, and out comes Rigdon Yates in this Sunnyvale offense once again.
Hey, they don't understand, man. When they do that, you just stand up on your tippy toes, man, as you think that there's action coming. That's a good fake. If they're faking you out, imagine what they're doing to the Raiders return team. You think something, hey, it's about to happen. But for the Raiders right now, it's really Rigdon Yates. He did a really good job there in the second quarter, commanding his huddle, doing a good job of moving the ball. Again, that one turnover that he had, he's atoned for it. He's thrown for a touchdown. But this second half is going to be pivotal, and they're going to put the ball probably on his shoulders to get a win here.
So it'll be Yates in shotgun. Johnson motions out of the formation. Quick throw near side to him. Well defended. In the backfield coming through for the tackle for Kaufman is Juju Prox.
And Prox has done a good job. I mean, those type of tackles for Prox or any of these cornerbacks or safeties, they are short tacklers. And just loving to see the way that these guys come up and get those and get those Raiders down on the ground. And at the end of the first half, Angel Ramirez went down. We don't see him back in here, so he's still limping on the sideline.
Evan Johnson with the handoff this time, able to pick his way back out past that original line of scrimmage. Give him 4 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 8. Pamela Ball in the comments here on the YouTube chat saying, Grumpa and Pammy are cheering for the Raiders. Says, we love you, Ella Sandler.
That's so awesome. I love hearing that, man. Grandparents being able to watch.
Yeah. It's one of the great things about the fact that we've been able to do these broadcasts now the 5th year that we've been doing this here on the WFAA YouTube channel is the folks that are able to see the game from all across the country. Parents that might be having to travel for business or whatever the case may be. 3rd down and 7. Yates pressured, coming near side, going to try and run for it. He's got a lot to beat. Able to get out to the 30-yard line, but no further. Crumpled up there. It'll be 4th and 5.
And one of the things, you can't see it right now, but on the backside of this defense, number 9, Chandler, and also Hayden Robbins, these two deep safeties, they're doing a good job of cutting the vision off from Rigdon Yates, and he's not able to find any open receivers. That's basically a coverage sack, or allowing his defense to get Rigdon Yates on the ground.
So on to punt it away here for the Sunnyvale Raiders is Adam Hamad, the senior punter. And it's Kyle Von Morrow standing at his own 36-yard line, waiting for the wobbly end-over-end punt that checks up backward into Sunnyvale territory. And the Raiders let it bounce more than they should have there, all the way to the 45-yard line before finally they do pounce on it to down it. Luke Taylor downing the football, but it's going to be great field position here. They are going to bring it back to the 50-yard line. That was the first place that it was touched by Sunnyvale. So they'll bring it right back to the 50-yard stripe, and it'll be 1st and 10 from there for this Kaufman offense.
Lucky break. Really lucky break for the Raiders punt return team, because they did let that bounce around, but that was one that just kind of landed like me out on the golf course with one of my irons. You know?
You got that kind of checkup game, Heckma Harrison?
Yeah. I don't have anybody to fact check me up here.
Flag behind the play here as Braxton Garman came near side, strung out well by the Sunnyvale defense, and that flag's in the neighborhood of holding. Todd Taney and his crew talking things over. A longer discussion than I would have expected here for the first penalty of the second half.
I just want to make sure they got it right. Checking in with everybody on the field before they actually confirm this call. It looks like it is a hold.
Yeah. I'm not sure exactly.
Going back further than that.
Oh. Way further back. What's the call here?
There's 2 fouls on the play. Got a live ball holding on number 8 of the offense. It'll be a 10-yard penalty. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Wow. Number 68 of the offense, 15-yard penalty. Replay 1st down.
So the holding goes against Marco Flores, the tight end on the near side, but the unsportsmanlike penalty against Tater Hicks, the center here for the Kaufman Lions offense. And the ball, after having fantastic field position just shy of midfield, now the ball all the way back at the 25-yard line, and it will be 1st down and 35 for the Kaufman Lions.
Well, I guess that's a moment to tell you can't do that, and that's a costly penalty.
Handoff here for Braxton Garman, making a man miss at the 30-yard line, but finally swarmed and swallowed up. Another flag on the play. Is that going to be a face mask that would be an automatic 1st down? That would be a colossal penalty.
Flag on the play.
And
wow.
I do believe that's what that call is. How about that for a bailout penalty?
Unbelievable.
Personal foul, face mask.
Wow.
Number 21 of the defense.
1st and 35. He gained, I believe, probably 7 or 8 yards on that run. Would have been 2nd down and a country mile. And instead, change everything. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. They'll need to move the down and distance sticks as well. They're also changing the game clock, throwing some time back on there. A bizarre start, Heckma Harrison, to this drive for the Kaufman Lions.
Yeah, to say the least. You talk about the holding penalty, the unsportsmanlike penalty, like he moves it back so far, it looks like this drive is going to be over. But a complete bailout with the face mask on the Raiders defense.
So all of that leads to a net difference of 3 yards. It was 1st and 10 from midfield. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 47. Basically just restart the drive from here for Braxton Garman and company. He carries off right guard, lowers his shoulder into Sunnyvale territory. A pickup of 11, and it's 1st down again for Kaufman.
And as I said in the first half, Garman doesn't do anything but get stronger as the game goes on. Talked to Coach Burleson. He talked about him being a weight room warrior and a guy that if the door is open, he's in there. Things like that, they pay off on a night like tonight where it's getting hot and the team is wearing down.
Now another flag here prior to the snap.
Legal substitution on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay 1st down.
An awful lot of laundry on the field here in the opening 3 minutes and 6 seconds of the second half.
Yeah. Well, kind of opened up this game, and there were a lot of penalties, and so they're just staying with this theme. But as it's 7-7, you got to ask yourself, Mike, who wants to win this game? You know, both of it's been so much back and forth right now. No one's taking command.
1st and 15 out of the penalty. Kaufman trying to see if they can take command here as they are in Sunnyvale territory despite the penalty. Handoff Braxton Garman right up the middle. Just keeps his legs driving. Looked like it was going to be a 2-yard gain. He turns it into a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, he's going to keep moving. He's going to keep moving, and love to see Landon Wright come up there and make that tackle. A great job by number 21, filling that hole. We have anticipated Braxton Garman and Landon Wright having several collisions, and that is many that they've had tonight here in Kaufman.
Garman's run able to get him back to the original line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10. Handoff on jet motion coming near side, lowering his shoulder and picking up 5 is Dallas Chandler.
Yeah. And that Landon Wright, he just made a tackle. He's reading those plays, man, but I tell you, those sprint option plays and in between the tackles, number 21 isn't afraid to come up and stick his nose in there. Talk about him being a thumper, but at some point, boy, you've got to be getting tired of having these guys run into your chest. They've got to get some hands on these offensive guys, these running backs and receivers that's coming through the line of scrimmage, because they're not getting a hand on them until they're 10, 15 yards down the field.
In fact, give Chandler 6 on the carry. 3rd down and 4. Handoff coming near side. Braxton Garman, big hole inside the 30. Garman up the sideline. Garman into free space to the pylon. Touchdown, Braxton Garman. 36 yards on the score, and Kaufman has their first lead of the game.
And I believe I'll continue to say this about Braxton Garman. He lives up to the billing and is a running back that gets stronger and stronger as the game goes on. Mike, you said it. He just keeps his feet moving, and after he delivers so many blows, you see those Raider defenders, they don't want to touch him, man. He's already worn them down.
Andres Gallegos on for the PAT after Braxton Garman ran for his 2nd touchdown of the day. The first one from a yard out after he did the lion's share of the work on the drive. They let him pay it off. This time, the house call from 36. And Gallegos out to add one more. Kid absolutely pounds the football. 14-7. They told us he hit a 67-yarder in practice. I'm inclined to believe it. That kid has got a monster leg. But Braxton Garman, the story of the moment, 36 yards for the touchdown. The Kaufman Lions on homecoming, taking the 14-7 lead on Friday Night Football.
Hey, I'm Jason. And I'm the other Jason. We're the co-hosts of Yolitics, the unofficial political podcast of Texas.
So each week we invite on changemakers for cold beer and candid conversations into the issues really affecting Texans.
Yeah, and we're bringing in diverse viewpoints so you get to listen and really understand.
This is solid information and a deep dive you're not going to get anywhere else.
Not to brag,
but just to brag a little bit.
Okay, a little. We've been trending and making headlines.
Plus, we have more than 1 million downloads.
And still counting.
I do.
Back in Kaufman, 14-7. The Lions with their first lead of the football game as Braxton Garman has a pair of touchdown runs on the day. Again, the fake of the onside kick there from Gallegos and his special teams unit. At some point, they're going to do it, right?
Of course they are.
You got to be on the lookout for it if you're John Settle and the Sunnyvale Raiders. But again, Gallegos will pound this one into the end zone. 7 yards deep this time. We talked about it earlier. They call him crazy legs. Goodness gracious, does this kid have an absolute monster of a leg.
Yeah, on the PAT, he kicked it back to 175. So good luck finding that ball. He's kicked it over the concession stand and the school. So, yeah, that is amazing. The leg that their kicker has. But I'm telling you right now, for the Raiders, they are not out of this game. They've just got to find a rhythm again to their offense. They've been unsettled with this defensive front. They're putting a lot of pressure on them and not allowing them to run the ball.
Johnson up the middle.
Handoff up the middle for Evan Johnson again, and again, nowhere for him to go. Eventually driven back into the backfield. They'll give him forward progress and a gain of 2. Take a look at the YouTube comments. Jeremy Abraham says, let's go Raiders. Sterling says, let's go Lions. Again, let us know where you're tuning in from tonight, where you're watching Friday Night Football from this evening, whether it's around the state of Texas or around the country, perhaps around the globe. We had somebody saying they were watching from Scotland earlier tonight, so let us know where you're tuning in from this evening. 2nd down and 8, up the sideline, in the seam, and that's a completion across midfield for the Sunnyvale offense. Josh McDill on the receiving end.
And that's a pass that Yates can make in his sleep. Just right there on the outside of the number, inside the numbers, or on the numbers to McDill, and all of that set up by what they're doing in the running game. That read option is really working off for him.
Play action, throw near side. It's Blazek on the receiving end this time. That ball came out.
He took it.
They're going to say it is still Andrew Blazek's football, despite that ball being ripped out. Let's see if we can get another look at it here at the end, as Kaufman's Caleb Lewis got his hands on the football.
Look at that. Lewis has that.
It's, you know what? I think that's correctly called. I think he still had it until he hit the ground. 2nd down and 3. Yates over the middle into traffic, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Dallas Chandler. And another interception for this Lions defense. This time on the homecoming, it's the senior Chandler with the pick. And the dunk.
And the dunk. And Rigdon is going to wish that he had this ball back, because he throws a dart, but throws it into traffic. He's looking for Blazek, and the problem is he's staring his receiver down. And your safety, he's just going to make that read every time. And like you said, here's the dunk.
Angel Ramirez had one earlier after Sunnyvale had driven down inside the Kaufman red zone. This time, Dallas Chandler with the interception. And he had a little windmill to the dunk.
Yeah, it's homecoming, man. What are you talking about? Of course he did.
And back to work goes the big body running back Braxton Garman from the Kaufman Lions. This time a gain of 3 on the first play of the offensive series.
Landon Wright is sick of Braxton Garman. He don't want to see him anymore. He is done with him. I mean, they have had so many collisions over the course of this game.
Nice job by Wright there to cut him down for just a gain of 3. It has been a war of attrition between these two all night. Jet motion, fake the handoff, give it to Garman. Give him 5 this time. Well, maybe more like 7. They're going to give him the first down, I think, here. Generous spot as he hopped his way down at the 47-yard line. You know, I beg your pardon. That is a good spot, and that is a first down for Kaufman. Vicky Davis says, way to go. Trip Gooden says, watching from Sunnyvale, says, let's go, number 77. That would be Alaric Brown, the big sophomore left guard. Lejon Forrest says he's watching from Seagoville, Texas. Jane Wheeler says she's watching from home tonight. Deep shot here up the near sideline. Jujo Prox was behind the defense, just a bit too far for him. He had 6. If they could have put a little more air onto that one, Heckman.
Oh, Juju, as soon as he got the call, 13 is saying, you know what? I know that we have been putting this ball into the belly of Braxton Garman, but I finally got my number called on a go route, and all I need you to do, Ty Burleson, is just put a little bit more air on it so I can run underneath it.
Just shy of 1,000 of you with us right now on the WFAA YouTube channel. Again, please share the feed around with your friends and family in the Sunnyvale community, the Kaufman community. If you're just a Texas high school football fan in general, share it around with your friends. 2nd and 10, handoff, Braxton Garman cutting the hole. And able to pick up 5 more, maybe 6 more. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Charlie P. 1985 says, watching from Lone Oak, Texas. Says that she's a Kaufman coach's wife. Says, yes, we live that far from Kaufman.
Oh, man.
Says that she's stuck in the house tonight with 2 sick kids. Couldn't make it to the game, but thankful to be able to stream the game tonight on the WFAA YouTube channel. Charlie, we appreciate you being with us tonight. 4 minutes to play, third quarter, 14-7. Kaufman with the lead. Garmin stood up right at the line to gain. He's going to be just a hair shy. They're going to mark him a yard shy of the first down. It'll be 4th and 1.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Burleson, you're not even thinking about sending on the punt team.
Comes up about a yard short. Going to bring a 4th down, 1.
And you trust your run game the way that he has tonight and the way that he should with how they've moved the football. But we have seen Sunnyvale come up with a 4th down stop in this football game. They'd love another right now.
And you think about that one possession where they got the holding and the personal foul, and they were backed all the way up, and they got bailed out by the face mask penalty.
Handoff, Garmin. Cut in the backfield, dragging for the first down. He had Colton Morgan on his back. Says, come with me.
This is basically, I'm not missing leg day, okay? This is deadlifting and squatting to the max. I'm going to drag you to the first down. That is all Braxton Garmin.
Braxton Garmin says, Colton Morgan, you want to be my cake? Go ahead, hop on.
Yeah.
We're going for the first down.
Man.
And I'll tell you what, Colton Morgan made a heck of a play.
Yes, he did. He's
in the backfield, made a heck of a play. He only allowed him to gain 2, but on 4th and 1, that was enough, and they moved the sticks. Now the handoff here for Kyle Von Morrow, coming on the jet motion. Give him 4 as he's able to get around the right edge.
And I'm sure for this Raiders defense, they are welcoming Von Morrow in that's probably a lot lighter than Braxton Garmin. They're asking, please leave him in the game, okay? Because that number 11 is a load to bring down as Braxton Garmin puts his helmet back on and is on his way back into the game after this down.
Kyle Von Morrow, a key player for this Kaufman Lions offense and defense and special teams. He's a great player for him. But yes, about 20, maybe 30 pounds more slight than Braxton Garmin. They're going to give it to him once again. Beg your pardon, this is Dallas Chandler this time on the carry. He'll be inside the 35-yard line and sets up 3rd down and a deuce.
Yeah, I just want the parents of Landon Wright to go ahead and get the ice ready. This kid's going to need an ice bath tonight. He is pretty much in on every tackle.
As we have creased 1,000 of you watching with us right now on the WFA YouTube channel. 3rd down and 2 with $1:20 to play in the 3rd quarter. Dallas Chandler again on jet motion. Handoff up the middle. That's the freshman Peyton Bowers with the first down to the 30.
And there it is again. You got to give credit to this offensive line. Look at these guys on the counter. They are taking bodies with them, and after every play, you see Raiders getting up off the ground, and that's because this offensive line is taking the fight to the Raiders in this second half. I'm loving to see it, and they're doing a wonderful job.
Under a minute to play in the 3rd quarter, as this drive has been methodical for Ty Burleson, Braxton Garmin, Pate Bowers in this Kaufman Lions offense. They'll go to the air this time, up the near side, going for Juju Prox once again, right on target, but right off his face mask and incomplete.
Oh, look at that, the face. Look at the look on Juju's face, boy. He knows he let an opportunity get away earlier on the go route, and now he finally gets there. The ball hit him so hard it knocks his helmet off. Jeez, man.
Juju Prox has had a fantastic senior year. Had a chance for a 2nd touchdown on the season, but that one couldn't quite find his hands. And it's 2nd down and 10. He had an opportunity there for a 2-score lead there for Kaufman. 2 backs in the backfield here on either side of Ty Burleson on 2nd down and 10. Handoff goes to the freshman Bowers. Hesitation, now surges through the hole across the 25. A gain of 5.
And how about this for this offensive line? Number 68, Tater Hicks. Boy, when you're an offensive lineman and your name is Tater,
yes,
how
sir.
about that for a name? You know, first of all, you're built like a Walmart parking pole. It's 6 foot, 255 pounds, and your nickname is Tater, okay? That's a guy you don't want to see in the A-gap.
Final play of the third quarter here as Burleson, maybe he won't snap it before the end of the period. He will allow the third quarter clock to expire. The final word in the third period, that soliloquy from Heckma Harrison about Tater Hicks. I love it. To the fourth we go. 14-7, Kaufman with the lead on Friday Night Football. To the end zone for South Oak Cliff.
Our brand new color commentator, Heckma Harrison. Heckma, welcome to the team.
Man, I'm excited.
Touchdown, Randy Reese.
Next week, the Battle of the Red Rail, Grapevine and Colleyville Heritage in a top 10 clash in 5AD2. Friday at 7 on the WFAA YouTube channel and WFAA Plus.
As we welcome you back on Friday Night Football, 14-7 as we head to the fourth. The Kaufman Lions with the lead on the Sunnyvale Raiders and Heckma Harrison. This is the final non-district game for each of these two teams. And you look at what is to come for both of these teams. Their districts are hard. Their regions are hard. When you look at the playoffs for these two teams, it's going to be a difficult road to hoe.
Yeah, for both of them. I mean, look, there are so many good teams at the 4A level. Don't fool yourself. In the state of Texas, it doesn't matter if it's 3A, 4A, 5A, 6. There are challenges, but right now for these teams, especially in Kaufman's division, man, they got to go through some tough stuff. Stephenville, China Springs,
yeah.
La Vega. Yeah, hey, that's going to be a tough road to AT&T Stadium.
And Anna in their own district later on this year. 3rd down and 5 to start the fourth. Handoff, Braxton Garman, patient in the hole. Now plunges forward. He'll be just shy, though, of the first down marker. They'll mark him at the 21-yard line, and there is a player down here. Garman lost his helmet once again, which is going to matter here on what's going to be 4th and less than a yard.
And that's big. It's big, one, because you have your power back out of the game, and this is a pivotal 4th down for the Lions. And you said it earlier, man, if I'm Coach Burleson, I go over to my senior and say, look, let's check in to changing your chin strap, because that's about 3 times today that he's lost his hat.
At least 3 times.
Yes.
So it'll be 4th and a yard with Garman on the sideline. Bowers the lone setback. Burleson under center. Motion man across the formation. Handoff, Bowers. Hesitation, driven back. He will not have the first down. Sunnyvale with the stop. The second time tonight. A 4th down stop by the Raiders defense.
And Mike Leslie, I am of the opinion that if you have Braxton Garman in the game taking that handoff, you pick up the first down. And so that is big. With the rules in the state of Texas that if you lose your helmet, you have to come out for a play. Man, that is just, you talk about that untimely for the Lions, because they had a drive that they're moving the chains, and the Raiders are just, man, they have these guys on their heels.
A colossal moment in this football game as Kaufman had eaten up a big chunk of clock, driven all the way down the field, seemed to be threatening to take a 2-score lead, but the turnover on downs, and now here comes Evan Johnson on 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Picks his way for maybe 3, and it'll be 2nd and 7.
And Evan Johnson was really the catalyst there in the first half. You saw him catch the edge and get some big chunk yardage. This offensive line, I don't know what it is, but something's different about the way that they're, attacking this line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 8, in fact. Yates looking near side, has a man wide open, complete at the 29-yard line in the hands of Josh McDill. Fights his way to the 32, enough for a first down.
That's a good job by McDill, making that catch and picking up the yak afterwards, because he was stopped before that first down marker and able to pick up the first. That is exactly what the Raiders needed.
On 1st and 10, handoff Evan Johnson. Patient, following his blockers, trying to get to the outside and strung out nicely. And there again, I feel like we've called this name a lot tonight, Heckma Harrison. Caleb Lewis making the tackle.
No, Caleb Lewis is going to do a good job of shutting things down. both of these corners are really good tacklers. And we saw that from Angel Ramirez before he went out with the knee injury, just able to come up and attack. You love that from your defensive back, man, a guy that's willing to stick his nose in there. You know, those cornerbacks, man, they get a bad reputation for not liking contact.
2nd down and 10. They're going to look over the middle. Contact, but what a catch by Andrew Blazek. Dallas Chandler came looking for another interception. Big-time contact right as the ball got there, but Blazek able to squeeze it.
Oh, Dallas is counting that second interception in his head. He's like, this is coming right to me. I am going to pick this off. And Blazek says, not so fast. I'm going to get in front of this. I'm going to learn from my mistakes the last time.
I think that Kaufman's got 12 men on the field right now. They're going to go deep into double coverage. I don't see a flag on the field.
I don't either. And has the 12th man come off of the field?
4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Oh, maybe I may have been counting an official there. Maybe they did have 11 all along. There was definitely some confusion on the substitution. There was a defensive lineman that was standing outside the numbers that was looking to the sideline like, am I supposed to be on the field or not? So I thought maybe they may have had 12, but I think they had 11 all along, just out of position. 2nd down and 10. Yates going to try and keep it himself, but nowhere to go. It's going to be 3rd and long.
And you know, Coach Settle, he went with this in the first half with some design runs from Rigdon Yates. Just not able to get the same results here in the second half, as he's got a spy on him now. And this is a big 3rd down here at homecoming.
Got to get to the 46 in Kaufman territory to pick up the 1st down. Yates pump and go, looking deep, has a man behind the defense having to come back to the ball. They are going to throw the flag there on Dallas Chandler as he came through the chest of Andrew Blazek. That's going to get flagged every time.
The junior, Andrew Blazek, he burned these guys. So look at him come back, and he sells it.
Yes, he did.
That is a heads-up play by the junior, Andrew Blazek, because if he continues to run, he doesn't get that penalty.
Are they going to pick it up? Are they saying that he sold it? No, they are going to walk.
No way.
Okay, I didn't think so, but I saw them walking backward with the football. I wondered if they were going to take the penalty off the board, but no, it looks like they will indeed walk off the pass interference penalty here against Dallas Chandler. Because he did sell it. There's no two ways about it. Blazek made a very smart, heady play to come right back into the body of Dallas Chandler and force the contact. But even despite that, that's going to get flagged every time.
Yeah, and if you're a young wide receiver, that is something that you need to pick up on, because that's just situational awareness.
1st and 10 from the 41. Yates looking deep again into traffic, and it's picked off again. Kyle Von Morrow this time with the interception. Coming near sideline across the 45. Finally slung down from behind by Charlie Christopher. But for the 3rd time today, the Kaufman defense picks it off.
For Rigdon Yates, he's playing lights out. I mean, he's trying to wheel and deal and come up big in these moments, but he's throwing into double coverage. Josh McDill, you gotta think better and not make that throw.
The dunk for Kyle Von Morrow, as he was waiting for that one. They tried to find McDill. Morrow in the way, gets the interception, and Kaufman's defense does it again.
Well, that's a bailout interception, because the Raiders were moving.
1st and 10, handoff here for Braxton Garman, and you got to imagine with 8:53 and moving here in the 4th, it is going to be a heavy dose of Braxton Garman the rest of this football game. Lobster Boy in the comments says, is Angel all right? Referencing the corner from the Kaufman Lions, Angel Ramirez. We have seen him walking around the sideline. He's still got his helmet and shoulder pads on.
Yes.
He is standing under his own power right now, so I think big picture, the answer is yes, but they have not had him on the field here in the second half. So not fully healthy, but it at least doesn't look like it's a big issue.
No, I mean, and that was a big collision at the end of the half. They banged knees, and hopefully he's okay, but, he doesn't have a brace on it, doesn't have any ice on it.
Hand off again for Garman, this time only a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
And like you said, this is one of those drives, Mike Leslie, where you don't put this ball in the air. All you do is turn around and hand it to number 11.
It'll be 3rd down and 4. They've got to get to the 41 for the first down. Sarah Anderson in the comments says, Granny is watching from Paris, Texas. Says, go Lions. I assume Paris, Texas. Probably not Paris, France, but yeah, perhaps.
I gotta say Paris, Texas.
Some comments here in the feed saying that no one's open there for Sunnyvale. The defense has been really good for Kaufman tonight. Jet motion, they're going to hand it off for Dallas Chandler. Trying to get the corner, he's got it, and then some. First down inside the 40-yard line.
Well, that's what happens when you have Garmin on the field. You can do that jet sweep with Dallas, and it's going to be open as soon as they can catch that edge. You got to give some credit to the blocking that the Lions are doing up front. Able to keep this drive going, pick and move the chains.
And that clock will continue to bleed. Braxton Garman with a pair of touchdown runs on the day. Sunnyvale opened the scoring midway through that second quarter, as Rigdon Yates hit Owen DeLaba up top for a 51-yard touchdown pass. But since then, it has been Kaufman's football game. They'll call timeout here. 6:52 to play in this fourth quarter. And that's the first timeout we've seen called here in the second half. They now have 2 remaining in the half.
And you know, the weird thing about this is Sunnyvale's only down by 7.
Yeah.
Okay. And so they have everything to continue to play for. And it just seems like the mistakes that they've made offensively, you don't trust that they can come back in this. But all they have to do is be crisp, get some things going in the running game. Man, they have everything still to play for. Evan Johnson on that last drive, you know, he was breaking some tackles. If they just have to get Rigdon Yates to make better decisions with the football. Right now, he's throwing it into double coverage, and he's had situations where he has guys running scot-free, and Andrew Blazak made a heads-up call. a heads-up play by selling that pass interference.
Yeah.
But this defense, I don't know if it's getting an interception, strip the ball. They've got to do something to turn the momentum back around in their favor, because right now with 6:52 in this ball game, it just seems like 7 points is the nail in the coffin for them, but it shouldn't be.
Also a factor here is the leg of Andres Gallegos. Again, they trust him out to about 55, so that could come into play as well. Handoff Garmin, nice job to just look at him fighting his way through the traffic. He's got the first down and then some. Just a sinewy run there from Braxton Garmin to get the first down.
Yeah, and he's so smooth. And I don't care what level of football you play on, you want a running back that doesn't go backwards and is patient and trusts his blocks. So many of these young guys, man, they want to do everything themselves and run beyond their blocks. Look, Braxton Garmin just does a really good job of following what's in front of him.
And it's 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line as that clock continues to bleed. Down to 6:15 as the handoff goes to Garmin once again. Coming near side, cuts up field at the 25 and swallowed up by 2 white jerseys. Once again, Landon Wright on the scene.
He's so tough to continue to run into this kid. Ethan Tank gets up off the ground. He's limping. He's going to stay in the game, but you can tell he took a bad hit there.
He still has that limp as he comes to the near side. He's going to be one-on-one with Juju Prox, and you can't help but wonder if the Kaufman offense sees that. Burleson in shotgun. 3 wides to the near side on 2nd down and 7. Handoff Garmin into the pile across the 15 to the 14.
They set him up in that pistol, and I'm telling you, they are every time, man. Look at this. They are just laying guys down. This offensive line, can't say enough about him. Garen Kinney, the senior, the leader up front, just doing a good job of just mowing guys out of there. And my guy Tater.
Tater Hicks leading the way. 3rd down and 3, under 5 to play now. 2 men in motion. They both have to come set. Now it goes back the other way with Kyle Von Morrow. Handoff, Garmin coming near side. He's got the first down inside the 10. Stiff arms a man off him inside the 5. What a cutback and what a run from Braxton Garmin for the touchdown.
Braxton Garmin, just stop it already. Just look at this run, Mike. It looks like they have him bottled up. He makes one move. Look at this cut. He comes back inside off of his left foot. Man, that's good stuff right there. Oh, wow. Braxton Garmin, way to get it done, baby.
The 14-yard touchdown run, his third of the night. The extra point up and through from Andres Gallegos, and take one more look at this from Braxton Garmin. The senior running back with his 8th touchdown run of the day says, get off me. Give me a homecoming win. 21-7 Kaufman late in the fourth. To the end zone for South Oak Cliff.
Our brand new color commentator, Heckma Harrison. Heckma, welcome to the team.
Man, I'm excited.
Touchdown, Randy Reed.
Next week, the Battle of the Red Rail, Grapevine and Colleyville Heritage in a top 10 clash in 5AD2. Friday at 7 on the WFAA YouTube channel and WFAA Plus.
Back in Kaufman, 21-7, and before the kickoff, one more look at this ridiculous run from Braxton Garmin.
That's highlight. That is highlight reel stuff right there. Look at on his left foot, cuts back inside. And from the 5, they do a wonderful job. That offensive line did a great job on that drive, opening up holes for Braxton Garmin and making it look easy. But boy, that was an incredible cut back inside for number 11.
Jeremy Burleson told us that he felt that Braxton Garmin was underrated and under-recruited. Agreed on both counts.
Yeah, I co-sign that. I will co-sign that. I mean, he's big and fast, but more than anything, he's just physical. And a lot of times what happens is when you have a big running back, you start to say, well, is he fast? Yeah, this kid, yeah, he has some jets in open field, and he's shown them. I mean, he's running away from guys, but it's the attrition for me. Guys don't want to continue this pounding that he's going to give you over 4 quarters. Yeah. And, you know, the Raiders, they came out with all the right intention, but you could tell, man, these guys are, you know, making business decisions.
When you see that body come, I don't blame them.
I want to go to school on Monday.
4:36 to work with here for Rigdon. Yates pass right behind his target. DeLava nearly hauled it in anyway, but it falls incomplete. This would have been a spectacular catch.
Yeah, that's behind him.
John Settle said it to us earlier this week. This is they're punching up a weight class today. 4AD2 team taking on a 4AD1 program in Kaufman. On the road, no less, on Kaufman's homecoming. That's a big challenge for his program. Yates throwing near side, Josh McDill complete. They'll give him forward progress out to the 31-yard line. But they've availed themselves pretty well today. They played a good football game and hung around in this one for a long time. Not that the game's over by any means either. They've still got 3 timeouts. They've got to have basically everything go their way here over these final 4 minutes and 10 seconds. But John Settle's got to be pleased with what he saw from his team tonight.
No, he should. And you know, I would tend to not agree with Coach Settle after seeing his team in person. I think these guys are tough.
Yeah.
They've done some really good things. That offensive line, and they have a quarterback in Rigdon Yates that has a strong arm. He has great touch on it. I just think he makes some bad decisions sometimes when he's forcing. And that's what happens. I mean, you're pressing, you're trying to come back, you're trying to get some good things to happen for your team. Yes. And, you know, hey, man, you make some indecisive throws that cost your team. But this Raiders team is a darn good team.
Handoff here, Evan Johnson on 1st and 10 after the completion went to DeLava to pick up the first down. A gain of 8 on the first down carry here from Evan Johnson. Again, Sunnyvale with all 3 timeouts. They're going to have to be in extreme hurry up here to try and find 2 scores in the final 3:34. But they've got 2nd and 2 here at the 45-yard strike. Yates rolling near side, pressure in his face. He's going to take off and run for it. He's got the first down and then some. Lowers his shoulder across midfield and moves the chains.
He's tough. And you see this in the reckless abandon that he plays with. He's not trying to slide.
Nope.
You know, he's taking guys on, and I'm telling you, that's the kind of guy that you can get behind. If you're a team, you guys are playing from behind. Rigdon Yates hadn't packed it up and getting ready to get on this bus ride back to Sunnyvale. He's playing. He's still playing.
Oh my goodness! A timeout called here by John Settle, and they had something set up.
That's the first of the half.
Wow, they had the perfect call.
They really did,
because they had this whole side over here walled off, and if Derleth is able to catch that ball, he's got a good 40 yards before anybody gets close to him.
Yeah, there was a convoy set up in front of him, a real opportunity, but the timeout just ill-timed and unfortunate there for the Sunnyvale Raiders. Take a look ahead for these programs. Their district schedule opens up a week from today. I beg your pardon. In fact, they actually both have next week off. They open up district play on October the 7th. Kaufman with Paris, Anna, Maybank, Sulphur Springs, and Nevada Community on their 5-week district slate. And for Sunnyvale, Ford, Roosevelt, Wills Point, Cato Mills, and Lincoln. Cato Mills probably the biggest challenge this year for Sunnyvale in district, but Sunnyvale the favorite in that district. Kaufman's going to have a big one there on the 14th against Anna. That's a huge, huge game for the Kaufman Lions.
It is.
Out of the timeout, 1st and 10. The snap low, but Yates is able to scoop it up, throws far side. DeLava couldn't squeeze it. He was thinking about running downfield before he caught the football.
Yeah, sometimes that happens to you. And that play looked like it was doomed from the beginning, but credit Yates for being able to get that ball out of his hands and get it out into the flat. A lot of good football left for this Sunnyvale team. And they've got some matchups. I wish them luck in every game of the season except for the last one.
Why is that?
They play Lincoln.
Oh, of course.
What are you talking about? Good luck with every last one of them that I saw. You're winnable.
But not against Heckman Harrison's alma mater.
Not against Lincoln. I'm sorry. Remember the Forest. Come on now.
Heckman Harrison, our former K-State linebacker, of course, also a former Lincoln Tiger.
Yes.
Played for Reginald Samples at Lincoln High.
That's that Tiger pride, man. But they got, this is a good team. I'm really impressed with the Raiders. I'm impressed with their defense. They've done some really good things tonight. And I'm not talking them up. I mean it. I mean, we came into this matchup because obviously after talking to Coach Settle, it appeared to us that, look, this was a game that they knew that they were going up in competition. I didn't see that. I see a team that just made some costly mistakes. Mike, if you go back to the turnover in the red zone, they're firmly in this game. If they're able to turn that into some points, that's the difference. You look at this face mask in the personal foul down here, and they don't get the face mask penalty called on them. That switches field position, and then you get the Braxton Garman running for the touchdown. They come right back to that play, and it does not work this time because now what are they doing? They're waiting on it.
Kaufman's paid by, I beg your pardon, Isaac Leha there on the scene immediately. They saw that same exact play coming, and it's unfortunate for Sunnyvale that timeout came when it did, because there was so much room for Jarek Derleth with his father watching from Alaska on a business trip. Instead, it ends up as 3rd and 29, so an awful long way to go here. Yates throwing far side, but too tall for his intended target, Charlie Christopher, and it's 4th and a mile.
And like I said, they have some weapons. Obviously, they got guys that go both ways and play both sides, and that wears your team down in a lot of ways. Charlie Christopher has definitely been on both sides of the ball, and when you need him to make a big play, right then he's not able to climb the ladder and get his 6'3", but probably had to be about 6'8" to catch that. I'm just saying, you know, when you need to make a play, you got to do it.
So now 4th, and for all intents and purposes, football game for the Sunnyvale Raiders. They've got to get to the 35-yard line. on Kaufman's side of the field to be able to pick up a first down. And prior to this 4th and a mile play, John Settle's going to take his second timeout of the half. Next week on Friday Night Football, get ready for this one, Heckma Harrison. The Battle of the Red Rail next week here on Friday Night Football. The Grapevine Mustangs, 8th in the state in 5A D2. Technically on the road, they share a building there, Mustang Panther Stadium, against the 6th-ranked Colleyville Heritage Panthers. Heck, that game should be awesome.
No, it will be. I promise you. This is a promise.
Okay.
Mike Leslie. That's going to be a good football game.
I'm going to hold you to that.
That Mustang Panther Stadium is going to be rocking.
Yeah.
And these are communities that are, I don't even know how they tell how you live in Grapevine or how you live in Colleyville. Doesn't make any sense to me. It never has made any sense to me. But either way, the rivalry is real, okay? And so, yeah, man, we're going to run that down. That's going to be awesome, man. I cannot wait to get to Colleyville next week.
Out of the timeout, 4th and 29 here for Yates. Finds Derleth. He's got a lot of running room, but he's got a long way that he's got to go. Gets out across midfield, but no farther. The tackle made by Caleb Lewis, and it's a turnover on downs despite the big gainer there for the tight end Derleth.
I like Derleth. He's 6'2", 215 pounds. He's a big body. He's a kid that has a frame that could put on some more weight. And, you know, he talked to the coaches and said he just played basketball and said he wanted to come in and play football. But look, man, you give this kid a couple of years in the system, you may be looking at yourself a legit tight end. And I've seen him blocking a few times. He has the moxie and the want to up front. So I'm liking Derleth.
Yeah, John Settle said he came to him in the offseason, hey, I'd like to play football. Yes, please.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Come play football, 6'2", 215-pound body. We can use you, young man. It'll be Peyton Bowers to carry here on the first play of the series for the Kaufman Lions as they try and run out the clock here on homecoming. A 21-7 lead on the back of Braxton Gorman. 3 rushing touchdowns on the day.
And I love it, man. This is they want to talk about small town football, but it looks like the whole town of Kaufman has shown up for this football game for homecoming. And I just can't say it enough. For everything that we've gone through as a society, to have football back and everybody in stadiums and families enjoying themselves, man, this is awesome. You know, this is what Texas high school football is all about, Mike Leslie, and for, WFAA Plus to be an outlet for grandparents to be able to tune in, for us to be able to do what we do. Man, this is awesome, man. I absolutely love it. And every week, every stadium we go in, the reception we get from people, man, and they just love to see us come in, man.
In particular here tonight.
Yes.
It has been noteworthy tonight just how welcoming the Kaufman community has been. And I will say the Sunnyvale community as well, in terms of what I had people reaching out to me on Facebook and Twitter and sending emails and whatever. Both of these communities have really welcomed us in a lot of ways over the course of the last week or so. It's been very cool. Bowers with the handoff once again, give him a yard on 3rd and 6.
You know, obviously earlier this morning, Kara Sewell was out here for the pep rally.
Yeah.
And I was at the concession stand. And I had someone ask me, well, have you been out here since this morning? I said, no, ma'am. I just got here.
Yeah, no.
No, ma'am. I mean, she said, it would have made for a long day. I was like, yeah, Kara Sewell started at about 5 this morning out here. So, no, I hadn't been out here since 5.
I'll tell you who was here this morning is that man with the bald head on your screen right now, the head coach of the Kaufman Lions, Jeremy Burleson. He was here this morning for our daybreak show. So he has had a very long day, but it all pays off with that 21-7 score and the fact that he's going to be able to chalk up a homecoming win for his football team tonight.
Oh, he's going to sleep so good tonight, though. He is going to sleep good. His team has performed well. They have done a good job here. Loved our conversation with him, talking to him about having a son that plays the quarterback position. He said, you know what, look, when we leave the field house, I'm dad and he is my son, and that is it. We leave it all here.
Yeah. Kaufman will have to punt it away here on 4th down and 5. 39 seconds left as Sunnyvale did burn their last time out to get the football back one last time here. Low punt. up the middle of the field, and that's going to take a big Kaufman bounce all the way down inside the 10 to the 5 and just a hair inside the 5-yard line as the clock ticks down to 26 seconds. I did have an opportunity tonight, Heckma Harrison. I was telling you this story before we came on the air, to meet Ty Burleson's mother tonight.
Yes, you did. Oh, God.
I saw Ty Burleson's mother.
Tell it the right way, Mike.
Wearing a number 14 T-shirt jersey with Burleson across the back for Ty Burleson, the starting quarterback, the sophomore for Kaufman. And I said, I'm going to take a guess that you are the coach's wife and the quarterback's mother, right? And she says, I'm the coach's mother, the quarterback's nana. I said, my goodness. I couldn't believe that she was the coach's mother. She looked fantastic for being a nana, and she was very pleased with me for making that
Yes,
comment.
she was. You sly dog, you, Mike Leslie. You better watch yourself. Coach Burleson, I've already handled that for you, okay? So don't worry about it.
Now that we've told that story on the air, I may not get out of Kaufman alive tonight. 20 seconds left in this football game as Rigdon Yates rolls far side, throws and completes in the arms of Owen DeLaba. The two of them hooked up for a gorgeous 51-yard touchdown pass earlier tonight to open the scoring. 15 seconds left as he did step out of bounds after the gain of 9. It'll be second a yard. Do stick with us tonight on WFAA. At 10:15, we'll bring you high school game night. Joe Trahan out at the Rockwall Heath game. Highlights of that one. Highlights of this one, of course, is Joe will pitch it out to me for a little bit, and we'll have highlights of several other games this evening as well, as DeLaba makes the catch once again. 9 seconds to work with here for the Sunnyvale Raiders.
Yeah, this has been a game, boy. A lot of these Raiders are going to be sore on the ride back. But I tell you what, they've got everything to look forward to. They've come up against a tough opponent and lost by 14. But I tell you what, they don't have anything to hang their heads down about. They competed all the way through. If it was not for just those small mistakes that they've made, you know, they would be firmly in this game. So they got a lot to look forward to in a district that they can run through and look forward to being in the playoffs.
The completion came near side for McDill. He stepped out of bounds with 2 seconds left, so time for one more snap here for Rigdon Yates. He'll roll far side, fire that way. DeLaba with the catch, and he'll step out of bounds across the 40-yard line as the horn sounds. 21-7, your final score. The Kaufman Lions on homecoming move to 4-1 on the year behind 3 rushing touchdowns from Braxton Garman. Heckma Harrison, a pretty impressive performance from really both of these two football teams, but what Kaufman did in the second half to seize control of this game, offensively running the ball with Braxton Garman and defensively creating havoc and creating turnovers, really showed the potential that this football team has this year.
No, absolutely. And you know what? I want to give credit where credit is due, and that's to the guys up front. Garen Kinney, Jacob Maddox, Tater Hicks, Newt Richmond, Eric Espinoza, and Mark Flores, the guys that don't get a lot of the credit for this great job that they did up front, but they opened up some big holes for Braxton Garman all night and just allowed him to run freely. And Ty Burleson doing a really good job of, you know, being more than just a facilitator, a bus driver of this offense. When there were big plays that needed to be made, the sophomore Ty Burleson did a really good job of keeping things moving for this Lions offense. But defensively, they did their job as well. I mean, those Caleb Lewis, and hoping that Angel Ramirez is all right. He had a nasty, collision over here on the near side. But all of these guys did a wonderful job. As we alluded to and we talked about a little bit earlier, they've got a tough road. Okay, and this tough road is going to take them playing together as a team, and they have an awesome team to get the job done. So look here, this Kaufman Lions team is tough, man, and I look forward to seeing what they're going to do in the future.
Meanwhile, on the flip side for Sunnyvale, jumped out to the 7-0 lead there in the second quarter. Their defense played really well in the first half. A couple of big fourth down stops in this game. They really showed a lot of promise. And again, this is a team that's favored to win their district 6-4A Division II. They've got a lot of promise going now into that district slate.
Yeah, they ran out of steam. Really, they just ran out of steam. But their defense, Landon Wright, he showed me something. And you know, a lot of times when you have a kid that is making collision after collision after collision, it comes to a point in the game where, man, you know, you're hurt and you're taking these guys on. If you want to go ahead and take the, third quarter, fourth quarter off, we've seen defenders do it, especially when they're having those tough collisions. Landon Wright didn't flinch. He stayed in the game. He stayed in it. He stayed motivating his guys. But this is a tough Sunnyvale Raiders team. All they have to do is continue to stay with one another. Coach Settle doing a wonderful job with these guys. Outside of the turnovers, man, I didn't see many mistakes that they were making with penalties. Obviously, both of these teams at certain points had penalties, but this is a well-coached squad. And again, they are a team that I am going to follow and look forward to seeing them progress as the season goes forward.
Both teams with a well-earned bye week ahead before they open up district play on October the 7th. But quite a show from both of these teams tonight here on Friday Night Football. What a show on homecoming as well, real quick before we sign off the air. Heckma Harrison, from the Kaufman community as a whole, what a show they put on tonight.
Oh, yeah, they did a wonderful job. And all the homecoming moms out here, I don't know, man. The moms just keep getting bigger and bigger. I don't know, man. I don't know if it's – I don't know where they buy these things. I don't know how much they cost, but I have seen some really big homecoming moms out here. So, man, love the atmosphere out here in Kaufman, and this is what Friday Night Lights is all about.
On homecoming, it is the Kaufman Lions with a 21-7 win. Braxton Garman with 3 rushing touchdowns to lead the way as the Lions move to 4-1. Next week on Friday Night Football, it's the Battle of the Red Rail. Colleyville Heritage and Grapevine, both teams ranked in the state in 5A D2. We cannot wait for that one 1 week from tonight. For our entire Friday Night Football crew, Director Clay Marshall, photographers Wade Reeves and Graham Rainier, digital coordinators Nick Blackhall and Paul Wedding, graphics coordinators Nick Blackhall and Neil Moralda, Heckma Harrison alongside. I'm Mike Leslie. So long from Kaufman. The final score, one final time, 21-7. The Lions with the win. All our Friday Night Football broadcasts stream live and are archived in perpetuity on the WFAA YouTube channel and on the WFAA Plus app. This has been a proud presentation of WFAA TV.